Hey, this is Apostle Stanton here, bringing my day to a break. I won't say close because I have some other things I do later on in the evening. But I've been in my space majority of the day just creating. I just opened up my inbox and I see there was a gentleman who, out of respect, he wasn't being sarcastic, but he just asked a question about, do you really think prayer works? And so I sent him a email, but I also gave him my number so he can talk to me. I believe prayer works because I've seen it work ever since I was a kid. No one showed me God. I had a unique set of experiences with God, even my calling into the ministry. But one thing I always asked God, if He was real, show me. I didn't want to find Him in a book. I didn't want to experience Him from what other people said. I wanted to experience Him in my own right. And so I've experienced personal healing in my life for things that have transpired in my physical body, things that having accidents or one accident. I've been fortunate that I haven't had to experience that. But prayer does work. And for me, prayer is essential. I spend time praying. Now, many people don't believe in speaking in tongues and that kind of stuff, but I spend majority of my time praying in tongues because when I pray in my intellect, I'm praying the reality of what I see. But when I pray in my heavenly language, as we call it, it allows me to tune in and tap into God, and then I get quiet and I listen for God to minister back to me what it is that I've just prayed. So part of prayer for me is praying in my intellect. Part of praying is praying in my spirit, and then part of praying is meditating, just listening for God. When I'm praying for an individual, I usually am listening at the same time that I'm hearing them, and then I pray. I'm always praying the will of God. See, it's one thing to pray your intellectual will, that is to orchestrate things the way you would have them to be. And if that's the case, the world will be in a lot more chaos than it is. We'll have people walking around here 300-400 years old that blind, crippled, and crazy, and should be dead. But some of us, because we don't want to allow people to take that natural transition, we will be praying things into order that will cause chaos. So one of the things I always teach people to do is always ask God that His will be done, and that whatever I've prayed, that if it's out of line with the will of God, that God's will trumps it. And so I'm open I pray in my understanding, and knowing that I have the propensity to make mistakes, I always leave that door for God to step in and correct that which I have prayed in an imperfect way. So the prayer does work. So join me Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 6:15, or you could join me Monday through Friday at my midnight call, which actually takes place 11 p.m. Central Standard Time, but 12 a.m. Eastern Time. I know a couple people was confused about that. You can go down, look at my post below this, in the link in the comment section below this video, and I will post a link to the event, the prayer event. Prayer does work. I'll tell you some other things probably tomorrow. I'll tell you about a situation where a lady called in probably about 2 weeks ago, and she had gotten a report that there was a lump on her breast, or there was something in her x-ray that they were really concerned about. And so we prayed. I gave her some instructions, because it's what you do when you get the message that will determine how messed up you will be. So you have to learn how to be even keeled when you get a report. There's no such thing as a good report or a bad report. They're just reports. But how you respond to them dictates the outcome. So join me tonight or tomorrow or one day soon. If you have a sickness or a disease, try it. If you know someone who is sick and can't get well, try it. What I mean by that, invite them to the prayer call. Have a great evening, and I'll talk to you soon.